Hi guys, Lord Magicus, and we're going to play more Merfolk and Legacy. So, as mentioned I think last time, I'm not really going to change this list this time. Um, I think that we were pretty close to having it work, and we just need things to tilt in our direction and not make any, like, some of the stupid mistakes that happened. So, I think that, yeah, I still believe in this. Having ways to deal with Plague Engineer is obviously very important. So, this seems fine. I'm willing to run this out again and see what happens. I think we used all the cards in it last time, so I believe that the boarding plan was okay. Yeah. All right, let's take it and run with it. We're not Since it's the same. We're not going to spend a lot of time talking about it, so it is what it is. Here. Yeah. All right, let's do this. I don't play nearly as much as I should. I don't know. I feel like every time that I play, I always feel like I should play more, and then it just never dawns on me how much I actually end up playing. I don't know, it's hard to strike a good balance. I guess it's because like often my attention is divided between modern and legacy, so it doesn't feel like I have time to focus on one or the other. But we're gonna play legacy for a little while till Hogak gets banned, and then we'll see how things shake out. It is getting banned. There's no way around that. It is either getting banned or people are going to like mass quit that format. Sick. We're on the play. Let's do it. Um, this is okay. I would prefer this be another land, but this is fine against pretty much anything. We can vial this in. Oh, good. And yes, this will be fine because we can tick this up next turn too. Let's hope that we don't need to pitch a lord because I really want the lords into play with the speaker. Yep. So there's still like a lot of things this could be. Delver, Storm, Grixis Control. This looks like the 4-color control deck. That's fine. Abrupt Decay. I'm going to use it. Not a terribly worrisome plan right now. We still have a backup file. Merfolk. That was a sick draw. That's going to help us a lot, I think. Might hold this lord back just for a little bit. Yeah, I'm not concerned about that. That's actually fantastic because I'd much rather pitch this. So let's see, I could attack for 11 damage. Oh. I kind of want to just put Lord out and deal as much damage as possible because they're going to have to probably try to wipe the board. I mean, if I put a Lord out, and I can attack this turn for 1,000,000,000 damage, so... Alright, let's do this. Like, this probably is enough to kill them. Yeah, okay, absolutely. So we just, like, utterly destroyed them. So it looks like they're playing, like, the 4-color control deck, I think. Yeah, how does this list look again? Damn it. It's a weird list. I'm just gonna try to look up one of these lists quick to get an idea. Most of our deck is actually fine against it. Alright, let's see. Icefang, Coetal, Leovold, they do have Plague Engineers in their decks. Should be concerned about that. Kolaghan's Command, Abrupt Decay, Jace, Narset, Ren, and 6. There's not really much I'd want to change here. I mean, I guess probably the Dismembers are fine. There's not really anything I want to take out, though. Like, they still play Brainstorm, Fatal Push, Thoughtseize. It's actually not as many one-mana spells as I would have thought. We could reasonably take out... Like, they also have a lot of ways to deal with Chalice, so maybe Chalice is not, like, where we want to be all in on this plan. We can take out 2 for these Dismembers. I think I'm fine with this. This isn't like the other control decks that are running like 15, 20 one-mana spells. They don't have that many. This is a pretty solid keep, I think. We've got 3 creatures, and we can trade this for a card if we need. Okay. They're not doing anything that's, like, incredibly unfair, so... Yep, Astrolab. Alright, so let's play the Cavern, I think. I don't want to take unnecessary damage. I don't, yeah, they do have some number of wastelands, but it's not a lot. Yeah, Ren and 6? Yep, okay, deal. Okay. This actually might be the first time this card has ever actually resolved against me. Surprising as that is. Yeah, let's play the Chalice. I mean, maybe they have an answer to it, but it'll cost them some time to actually use it, which can get us set up on board. If they make us discard with Kolaghan's Command, we just throw away the Aether Vial. How do I want to do this? I guess I'm going to do this first. There's no reason to take extra damage off of this thing, so... So I guess, yeah, they didn't destroy anything, so maybe they don't have Kolaghan's Command in hand. That's good. Okay. I'm going to kill Lord of Atlantis? What's going on? Okay, that's fine. Please bounce Lord of Atlantis. Oh, okay. Well, get dunked on. Yeah, absolutely not. Because yeah, they just got totally wrecked. Because what they were trying to do is deal the 1 damage to this because we don't have an island in play, so it'll become a 1/1 once they bounce it with Jace the Mind Sculptor. But because I have Silvergill to put in play, as soon as I activate Vial, he knows, like, okay, I have a fish to put in play, so it's still going to stay a 2/2, which means then next turn I can just annihilate both of his Planeswalkers, and his hand just must be absolute garbage. So we just, like, easily cleaned up against that deck. Maybe the Chalice was a little bit stronger against his particular build. The one that I pulled up here that did well recently did not seem to have a lot of 1s in it, so I think it was, like, okay, but it didn't seem like it was utterly crushing. I mean, there are different versions of it, so maybe, like, his was more that was heavy on, like, Astrolab and Ponder. So, yeah, I mean, it's fine, like, yeah, that had to be rough. I don't know, like, it doesn't look like they really had much they could do. Though a lot of these decks are playing 1 to 2 main deck Plague Engineers, so if they had that, like, they probably had a very good chance of winning. Unfortunately for them, they did not have any Plague Engineers, and just absolutely got curb stomped by Merfolk. Yeah, yeah. I mean, I guess on one hand, I'm kind of surprised, but the other hand, like, there's so much variance to, like, these 4-color decks that it's actually it shouldn't really be that surprising that, like, some of them are more or less weak against certain cards. You can play basically anything. All right, on the draw. Let's see. This is a fine hand. We can go Waterlogged Grove, play Speaker. Turn 2, for Chalice. Turn 3, maybe Mistfinder or True Name, depending if we draw another land. So this looks okay. Darksteel Citadel. That's not a good sign. All right. This could be Affinity, Tezzerator, or could also be, what was I going to say? Bomberman, I think. So I'm going to play the Chalice on 0 because generally, like, these decks are not weak against Chalice in 1, so. But they might be waiting to just play, like, more Mox Opals next turn. So this looks like probably Affinity. Master of Ethereum. I think that it's worth countering this. That thing gets really scary very quickly. Yeah, that's fine. Let's play Mutavault, then next turn we can play True Name Nemesis. True Name should be pretty good against him. Like, if this is Affinity, it looks like a pretty slow start for them, so. I mean, it still could be Tezzeret, like, that's possible. I mean, there's a good chance that maybe I should not have used this, but. Okay. Yeah, this leads me to believe it's Tezzeret because of this Signet. Okay, they have another one? Sure. I guess we're just playing True Name. Can't attack here. However, next turn we can play Lord. And start either chump block this thing or just, yeah, and start crashing in with True Name. Depends on what we draw. Why would you do this? I have a fucking True Name Nemesis. It doesn't have trample or anything. Okay. Now, we have to kill him very quickly. Antiquities War is very strong in this deck. Once it gets to 3, it's going to turn all, like, his Seat of the Synod, Darksteel Citadel into, and, like, all this nonsense becomes a 5/5. Which means we have, like, 2 turns to kill him. That was a good draw. Hopefully he's just going to die next turn. Alright, F6. I have no cards in hand, so opponent, go crazy. Baleful Strix is not going to do it. Only True Name and one of these other dummies has to get in, so... And I have Island Walk, so you played a basic island, so like you can't block any of these. That doesn't help you either. Yeah, I mean, theoretically, I am not going to block that. Yeah, I believe you're just dead. Yeah, okay. Well, that was good, because if we did not have that kill that turn, then one more turn would have definitely ended our lives. This is going to be a Return to Nature deck. Chalice of the Void, I think, is pretty bad against this deck. If you get it on 0, it's kind of okay, but really, the only 0 that I'm concerned about is Mox Opal, and it's just, they don't, yeah, it's not that big a deal. A Return to Nature, on the other hand, can blow up literally, like, it can kill their lands, which is pretty nice. Let's see what else here. True Name is fine. They're playing with stuff like Engineered Explosives and probably Toxic Deluge in their deck, so maybe like Force of Negation is not a bad plan. Dismember also seems fine because we need to kill some of this stuff quickly. I'm going to say Force. Echoing Truth is also reasonable. This is going to be a match, yeah, where it's going to be... I think Merfolk Trickster actually just straight up kills their Master of Ethereum, so you know what, maybe I am not that concerned about this. I'm trying to think, maybe they have stuff like Arcbound Ravager or Steel Overseer where we might want this. It's possible. Kind of do want to bring in one Echoing Truth, though. I'm going to say I'm going to take out one Silvergill Adept. I think this is fine. Let me see if I can just find out what one of these lists looks like quick. Because it's about a friend of mine actually plays this deck once in a while, but it's been a while since I've seen it. Alright. This also might be an Urza Lord High Artificer deck. It's entirely possible. Yeah, it's hard to say. There's a lot of interesting choices for the sideboard. I think this will be okay. It might be a Chalice deck, but no, we're just going to do it like this. I think that we have enough tools here. And this is a fine starting hand. We'll keep this. Alright. That was a good draw. Play basic island. There's no need to tell them about any of the rest of this. We'll hold this back. The Silvergill is not going to be worth as much. I think more than likely we're going to pitch this to Force. Yeah, this has to get countered. That's actually pretty good. I'm going to play the Master first, just because if at some point we draw Force of Will, I'd rather pitch this and have this in the board. Because they do have basic island in their deck. And that means Island Walk actually does matter here. Alright, what are you going to do? Plague Engineer me? No, Antiquities War, alright. Clock is on. They only have 2 artifacts right now, but that's still scary. It's a very fast clock. They've hurt themselves quite a lot, though, and we're going to attack them for a lot of damage in the next 2 turns. Just hoping to dodge things like engineered explosives. I think that would be terrible. Baleful Strix is okay. Well, it's not great, but we can... There are far worse things they could have found with that, so... That's also very good. Attack for 7. If all they do is play Baleful Strix, then I think we can kill them. And if we draw something like Merfolk Trickster, that should also be good enough. Oh, going to 5, that's pretty strong. Okay. Alright. Well, they're going to have a bunch of flyers. Alright, Echoing Truth might be necessary now. Well, that means now they have 4 blockers for our attacks. Alright, let's see if we can find something off the top here. If we find, like... There's a ton of cards we could draw. Alright, no. So, let's see. 5, 10, 15. Yep. If they have to block with all of these, I think. We'll have to block with at least 3 things, and we should be able to block 1, so let's attack. We'll lose 1 of them in combat to Baleful Strix. Now, yeah, the correct thing to do is to leave 1 of these back because they have 20 attacking this way. Okay, well, that kills this now. Actually, I'm not going to play a land here because I want them to think we have Force of Will. This probably is good enough to do it because we can take this and go to 4. Actually, I mean, we can also just block 1 of these too because this is still lethal. And we might need to do that if in case they play Tezzeret or something. I'm not sure how they could do it. No, I guess they didn't have it. So we erased the Antiquities War. That was sick. I think it was a mistake on their part, though. They should have let one of the Thopters back and just taken 4 damage. But that would have at least gave them the theoretically attacking for lethal the following turn. Alright, well, those were 2 very quick matches. That can be a very hard matchup because they have a lot of cards that can wreck us. Like I said, Toxic Deluge is tough. It is an Ensnaring Bridge deck, I think. Like, they can play that if they want. I don't know if all versions of it play Bridge or not, but I remember when my friend and I built that deck, we had Bridge in the deck, so who knows. On play, let's do it. So far, so good. This is an okay hand. It's not super strong, but we're on the play. I have True Name, Nemesis, and Vile with 4 mana. I'm going to keep it. Like, I'm not very excited, but we'll do what we got to do. Basic lands first whenever possible because we want to play around Wasteland. Okay, Mox Diamond. So, Loam deck. No, oh, fuck. That is bad. This is a Maverick deck with Dark Depths in it. Well, this is probably going to be a loss. They decide they have to have another depth, or they have Knight of the Reliquary. So, Jesus, can we even come back from this? What's going to happen? All they need to do is play another land, and then they can have a Merit Lodge up next turn. It seems incredibly unlikely that we're going to be able to beat them, but maybe I just won't show them the green cards, but no, if they discarded a Dark Depths for this, that means they almost certainly have something. Our only hope is to draw our one of Echoing Truth in the main deck. I expect them to play land. Oh, no, maybe they don't have one. Nope. Alright, what's the plan? Oh, another one. Jesus Christ. Okay. Alright, well, they have to have another land in order to make this work. Let's put Silvergill in play. Okay. That is Summoning Sickness. I guess what we're going to do here is we're going to play True Name Nemesis. Since there's no chance Merit Lodge can eat us this turn, can't attack into this. This is good to know about, though. So now, yeah, True Name can block one of these things. Oh, you've got to be shitting me. Main deck Plague Engineers. Alright, well, I wonder what they're going to name. This is so brutal. Yeah, no, I'm willing to trade the Silvergill for this thing. That's what I fucking thought. Okay, well, we're starting to get somewhere with this, so that's plus. But, I mean, they are threatening to just, Dark Depth us next turn, so we need to keep Trickster up. Green, blue. Get Basic Island. Think here it's safe to attack with True Name and Silvergill Adept. They could block Silvergill with one of these. Well, no, it's not, because now the second knight will become a 5/5. So I think right now we're just attacking with True Name Nemesis. They didn't go for it. That's surprising. I would have thought that they'd want... maybe that's the only depths in their deck. They might not have another one to search for. Oh, that's brutal. They're still threatening to do it at any given point, though. But, I mean, if they had Giver of Runes in their hand, they might have just wanted to wait. So let's see. If I were to attack into this right now, would it be lethal? I could tap down the Plague Engineer. Alright. We're not quite there yet. So I tap down Engineer. They only have 3 blockers. And it means this would be... They could block 5... This would be 5, 4, 4. It's not enough. Alright, we need to go for at least one more turn. The problem is, however, this Giver of Runes, if they have another Depths in their deck, that we're definitely going to die next turn. So, Trickster, yeah, I don't know. I have a hard time imagining, like, if they have it, then we're dead. Because they'll attack and just give it protection from blue. I can't stop it from, or I can't stop this from being a thing. I don't have Island Walk. I'm just hoping this is the only one they have, because if it's not, then they will sacrifice the Bojuka Bog, get a 20/20 attack, and then give it Pro Blue in response to Trickster. If I attack with everything here, I could tap this down. Means they're at 10 from this automatically, which means they'd have to block 3 of these things. No, they have to block 2 of them. They could take 8 and still live. So what would they block with here? Probably just like Knight and Giver of Runes, I imagine. No, well, they could block. They could block with Knight and go to 2. All right. Well, none of these lines are really winning unless they don't have Dark Depths. So I guess we're just sending in this. Alright. This looks like he's got it. Was he copying? What? Why? Oh, you need to turn it in. Yeah, okay, never mind. I understand why you were doing that. So yeah, no, we were still correct in this. Like they had. Okay, I'm confused now. Are you just trying to make your knights bigger for this? Because yeah, no, I knew it. It was still working. Now they're gonna do it. Okay. Fuck, I forgot. Like, no, I thought about that plan in my head that, you know, the first thing would have to happen is they'd have to turn that into a land, but... Okay, they don't find Dark Depths, so I mean, I think that means we actually win here. Because... they... Sacrifice a land, a creature gets Shroud until end of turn. You can only give one of them protection from blue. So here's the question, like... I can take one of them to the face, that's fine. I think they didn't get another Dark Depth, so they may only have one in their deck. Unless they think they can get this up to 14, that's possible. But yeah, if they get it up to a 14, then there's not much we can really do about it. So that's 11, 12. And they can get it to 13 by sacrificing it to the Sylvan Safekeeper. It's not going to be enough, though. You need to get it to. You need to put one more land in the graveyard. Did you miscount? Alright, well, yeah, they miscounted. I guess they thought they could get there with Knight of the Reliquary, and only could get it to 13, which means that, yeah, we had lethal coming across here, because now they definitely are not going to be able to block everything, because Trickster would do it, so... Okay, well, we got incredibly lucky there. Alright, now how do we do this? We definitely need Echoing Truth and Dismember. This is a matchup where, like, Caracas is normally okay, but... Well, no, it's... We won it for Merit Lodge, but they're also playing Knight of the Reliquary as a second plan. This tells me they probably only have one Dark Depths in their deck, because it seems like that would have been the easy way to go for victory there. Chalice is probably not very good against their deck. They're playing Plague Engineer, that's a problem. This deck, I think, if they have Stoneforge Mystic, then Return to Nature could be fine. This can also blow up their Mox Diamond. But blowing up their mana sources is not terribly, like, great. Let's see. Do we want Leyline of the Void? That's a good question. Leyline turns off Knight of the Reliquary as a win condition, but that's about it. We might be better off with just playing the 2 Vencers. And what do we do here? I guess... Oh yeah, so okay, yeah, he only had 1. So I guess he discarded the wrong land. I guess we're gonna side out 1 Silvergill Adept here. We'll keep the forces. This is a little bit slow, but it has a bunch of Lords and True Name Nemesis, so I think we have to keep this kind of hand and just hope he's not on a Merit Lodge plan. We just play Island Pass. Pride Mage, okay. So yeah, if Leyline would not have been good against that anyway. Actually, that was probably wrong. I should have played Misty Rainforest, because then we're taking an extra damage off of this for no real reason. We just need to start jamming Lords. I'm not going to play True Name just yet. Okay, well, never mind. I'm going to have to start playing True Name Nemesis, because I need to start blocking this. So, the question is, I guess, Mutavault, that's fine. They're not trading with this Lord of Atlantis, so there's no reason not to attack with it anyway. So we're just looking to dodge like Swords to Plowshare into Plague Engineer. Okay, well, that's bad. That means Merit Lodge is online next turn, and there's nothing we can particularly do about it. So the only way to play around it is... Waterlogged Grove is going to have to find either Trickster or a Echoing Truth, I believe. That's brutal. Yep. Did he just copy the basic planes with it? What the fuck? I think he meant to copy this one. Alright, well, We still don't have a choice. We have to draw the card with this. Okay, well, we did have the Trickster up, so that was good. Unfortunately, though, we still can't really play a Lord just yet. Alright. Because we have to hang on to this Trickster. He can just copy this Dark Depths at any point. Fuck. No, I can't afford to attack here. Is he gonna do it now? Like, I have to imagine he just targeted the wrong one. Alright, I guess let's find out if he has this card in his deck. I'm sure that he does have a way to give it protection from blue, but it's definitely happening, so we're dead. Alright. He killed us. Alright, well, that happens sometimes, I guess. Maybe we want the Caracas here. Alright. I guess let's bring in Caracas, because it seems like Merit Lodge is going to be a pretty standard plan for them. I'm going to keep the Forces just because if we can force Knight of the Reliquary, that's fine. Yeah, and Silvergill's going out because Plague Engineer and because this is not a very long matchup. I would love to play first. Oh, fuck. This is very, very, There is a lot of risk to this hand. I don't think that I don't know that I want to keep this one land Vile hand. We're not putting anything into play until turn 3? No, not good enough. Alright, well this is actually, like, worse. And here we are once again. I guess we're keeping this, and, Venser goes in the bottom, and Master of the Pearl Trident goes in the bottom. This is terrible. Alright, Mutavault. Well, you know, MTGO's put its thumb on the scale here, so what are you gonna do? Mm-hmm. It's attack. I guess that's all we got to do. Yeah, oh, well, there goes any hope we had of bouncing a Merit Lodge. I guess the Mutavault has to attack again. Uh... Alright. Oh, that's terrible. Yeah, that makes sense too. Oh, fuck. Alright. I want to make him not able to use this mana for anything. Or at least, like, not play another card from his hand before he sacrifices it. Well, alright, so that's not in his hand anymore. I don't know that we're really making any progress yet, but... none of these options are great because the Sylvan Savekeeper just makes it very hard. I don't have Force for this. I don't think I've drawn like any Force of Wills this entire game. I'm not cracking this because I want to draw another... Are you fucking kidding me? Alright, you wait until this turn to do that? Oh, God. Well, the only good news is that this can deal with Merit Lodge. But they can also just get another Wasteland with Knight of the Reliquary. Or even this Elvish Reclaimer. That's surprising. Alright, we're getting somewhere. Slowly but surely. But I think we're dead, though. Because now he can just get Merit Lodge. Well, not yet. He has to get Wasteland for this first, and then he can get it. Certainly it's coming, though. I mean, the Knight is also likely going to attack at some point in the near future. Yeah, that's a problem. Okay. Well, yeah, and I can't even do anything about this now because now Echoing Truth and Caracas is not enough to get through this. Alright, well, good games, opponent. I get attack for 20 in the air. Nope. This is, like, the white version of this deck is actually seems way harder to deal with. Surprised that we took a game off of them, but no, Knight of the Reliquary is just really brutal, and we needed to force Knight, and I don't think we forced Knight any of the times that he cast it, so it's terrible. What are you gonna do? Can't win them all. Like, Merit Lodge is hard for us to deal with, and like all these decks have a way to protect it, so... Join match. Alright, do it. Okay, wait, did our opponent just choose not to show up? Try again, I guess. Oh, no, they did, okay. So, we're on the play. Um... This is okay. It's an aggro hand. I guess it's fine. We gotta keep this. Turn 2. We'll have to go Speaker, Silvergill, True Name. But if they have something like Plague Engineer, like, we're really screwed. Let's take the least amount of damage for this. Okay. Chrome Mox, this is not a good sign. This could be Storm. That's actually okay, because we have Echoing Truth right now. No, this is a red Eldrazi. Okay, never mind. Blood Moon. Well, that's terrible. This was not a good hand to start with against this deck. Alright. So let's play a Mountain. We'll tap our Mountain to play Aether Vial. They got rid of Legion Warboss to do this, though, so... I guess they had an option to, like, exile Blood Moon and go for turn 1 Warboss, but they opted to play turn 1 Blood Moon instead. So Aether Vial hopefully will get us back into this game. And if we can draw a basic island, then this whole Echoing Truth can come alive, and maybe we can fight back that way. His deck is entirely foiled out. That's kind of neat. So, what scary 3-drop do you have to play? Trinisphere. That's fine, because Aether Vial does not give a fuck about Trinisphere. Just hope they don't have a Braid. Or Karn. Karn would also be terrible. So I believe that deck does play Karn, so... Merfolk Mistbinder seems very uncastable right now. Rabblemaster, okay. Mountain. I could attack into this and then play Mistbinder. I'm not going... I guess I should not attack here. I need to keep blockers in case... It depends on how he attacks. Attacks with Rabblemaster. I think Silvergill is fine to trade with it and then block here. Well, no, I don't want to do that. I want to play Mistbinder, block here, Commander Speaker, block here. But I want to encourage him to attack with the Rabblemaster. Let's see. 3-mana Lightning Bolt? No. Alright, this is fine. Actually, this is good now. I might wait one turn before ticking Vial up, though. Depends on what's coming. Destroy target artifact, alright. Well, that's terrible. Now we need to draw the island or we're dead. Okay. So, I guess the good old... Five-mana Silvergill Adept is a thing. I can't play this Force of Will, though. That's unfortunate. He chose to deal two damage to each of our creatures. No, he dealt 2 to me, 1 to each of our creatures, and then blew up the Vial, which was bad. You have Trinisphere. You can't cast anything right now. If we draw another island, now True Name can come out. That would be good. Can't block that. On the other hand, now Force of Will is alive if I can keep mana untapped next turn. Oh, too late. This is going to be brutal. Chalice on 2. Yeah, that's happening. So, Echoing Truth is just Force of Will food at this point. We really need True Name Nemesis to come alive. Because that's the only way we're getting through this. Okay, well, that absolutely has to get countered. No, that's not helping. Alright, pass. This might be too little too late. I think we might have one more turn to try to draw the island. If I block, then the Rabble Master just starts killing me. Well, I have no choice but to counter this as well. That also just, like, straight up murders me. I gotta be honest, opponent, your deck is really cool when it's all foily. I think from here we just lose, though. This was our one turn to try to get this in play, and we did not. So now we're going to get attacked for 4 and then 5. If he has anything, we're dead. No. Yeah, because no matter what we do, like, we can't stop this from killing us. True Name is not good enough at this point. Alright, we're dead. Concede. We got prisoned out. This is probably the one match like where the mana base is at its absolute worst. Dismember, Force of Negation, and Echoing Truth are all very relevant cards here. Actually, Return to Nature is pretty good too. Chalice of the Void is not good because they are a Chalice deck. And I'm going to say Merfolk Mistbinder is probably not good because it's very uncastable versus Blood Moon. I can take one of these back in. I mean, Venser, I don't know. Venser's very slow. I think that, like, so we need Silvergill here because we can cast it off 1 blue. I think we got to keep it like this. Ugh, alright, this is a very, very hard matchup. This is definitely one where I'd rather be on mono blue than blue-green. It's also probably the first time that I've ever played against this version of this deck, though. I see the Eldrazi and Prison one more. where they have like Thought Knot Seer and Reality Smasher and Matter Reshaper alongside all these threats. This is the first time I've seen like the hardcore Karn the Great Creator version against me. I've watched other people play it, but I have like it's not very common, so I don't think I've actually faced this in a match before. I'm sort of familiar with how it is an ensnaring. Oh fuck! It's an ensnaring bridge deck. I didn't bring in Venser, did I? No. Yes, I do need to play first. This is okay. It's. I guess we're gonna keep it. If they turn one like. Alright, we're gonna keep, and we're just gonna hope that they don't turn one Blood Moon us. I need to get pressure on the board in like the right order. I'm hoping that I get to just get an island with this next turn, but maybe I will not. Chalice in one? Okay, that's fine. Which also makes me feel better about having done this. Oh, that's actually really good. Basic island. Well, whatever. It doesn't matter. They don't have any way to interact here. This is good because this blows up Ensnaring Bridge if we see it. Oh yeah, that's right. I don't think we've gotten to blow up a bridge with this card yet. But it is another answer to bridge. That's good to know. So if they go for that, that's actually fine for us. They know we have a true name, and chances are I'm going to jam this next turn. Okay. Blood Moon. Yeah, that's fine. Well, actually, it's not fine because we can't blow it up now. Now we need Echoing Truth. No, we can't cast that. Maybe it might have been better to hold this up. They're only at 10, though, so maybe we still have a chance here. They did keep us off of True Name, and Cavern's not going to get this in play now. Like, it's getting harder and harder. Sure. I could attack with both of these here. They have to attack with the Goblin tokens. Like, I think if they block here, that's fine. Otherwise, we're going to get hit for 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. We can go to 10. And then, theoretically, if that happens and we draw an island, we win. Otherwise, we can just hold one of these back the next attack. This gives us a chance to win next turn, so I'm going to go for it. Yeah, okay, that makes sense. They're just going to try to hold the fort with just this one guy. Oh, that's brutal. Alright, so they've got a lot of really good cards on the way. Probably Ensnaring Bridge, I'm guessing. I mean, Mycosynth Lattice is also an option, too, if they can get 2 more mana sources. We really are in trouble. Liquid Metal Coating. Oh, they're going to start blowing up our lands. Well, that's fucking brutal. So, Island. Alright, well, I think we lose here. They're going to blow up Island, and there's no way we're ever going to be able to cast a spell again, so we die. that's the end of that. Liquid Metal Coating just locked us out of the game. So, no, that was terrible. Yeah, the Simic mana base is definitely not where you want to be against that deck. Mono Blue having like 12 basic islands makes it a lot easier, because Blood Moon is not a huge concern for that deck. But that was just too much. Alright, let's see if we can bring this positive on the play. Yeah, this is not great. I don't know that I want to keep this. I mean, I don't think this is enough against like anything. Like, this actually I think is better. I'm willing to keep this. Put Chalice and Mutavault in the bottom. Or no, we only need to put one in the bottom. So we'll just put Chalice in the bottom. I think. Well, we have 2 lands already. Maybe I don't need Mutavault. Because if something happens to this, like, yeah, I'm going to keep both Chalices. Then I can slam turn 2 Chalice, and then if they blow it up, then I have a turn 3 Chalice. Especially if we're going to mulligan and they're going to mulligan, like, that Chalice is a great way to catch up. Plus, they're not going to see it coming because we kept up Flooded Strand. And there is some possibility that... Sure, you ponder. There is some chance that, you know, we want 1 and 0. Yeah. See if they have a force to burn in this. They might not know what we're on because of the fetch lands. Well, that's fine. They're about to know. Okay, this is okay. We're in a pretty good spot here. So it looks like this might be Miracles or Stoneblade. It looks like they probably didn't have Stoneforge Mystic, though, because that would have been a good turn to jam it. This looks more like Stoneblade to me, with Prismatic Vista. I'm not sure why they play Vista over any other fetch. Oh, that's fine. Sure. Narset. Yep. Batterskull. Yeah, we're up against Stoneblade. So, let's see here. I could play another Chalice. If I had a land, like, we could almost want to play Chalice in 2, but... I think I'm just going to play Lord of Atlantis here and kill off the Narset. That denies them an extra dig. Let's see, what do you got? Handful of cantrips, hopefully. Alright, well, we can't do that. I think, yeah, we just jam Lord of Atlantis here. Snapcaster and Swords to Plowshares are both offline. Batterskull is not attacking us anytime soon because of the Trickster. Sure. Alright, well. Yeah, they just realized, like, there's no way they're coming back from that. We have exactly 11 in play, so. Okay, return to nature. Do your job. What else? We want to keep force. Silvergill is not that good because of Narset. Dismember is okay. It's hard to like figure out how to board against this deck. I don't know. I'm just thinking about this for a second, how I want to do this. Could bring, like, forces are okay, they're not great. Venser is fine, Echoing Truth is fine. But I also have to cut some cards, so I guess, like, Silvergill gets cut here. The Force of Negation does not counter. I'm just going to take Silvergill. I'll bring in one Force of Negation. I think the rest of these are okay. Okay, we'll try this. This is a pretty good hand. I think we keep this. Just play a bunch of Lords and hope that's good enough. Counter Stoneforge Mystic if we have to. Alright, so it looks like they're going to do something. So what do you got? Is it cantrip time, or are you going to go for Stoneforge right away? It looks like Stoneforge, I think. And I'm going to exile the Mistbinder. I want to keep Island Walk against this deck. Alright, so force and force. So this means this return to nature is probably going to be very strong. Yep, so they have Batterskull online. Let's get our Tropical Island. Okay, so it means they're probably going to put a land in play, pass, and then we can attack into this, because if they try to Batterskull... Oh, no, never mind. So they're gonna take a turn off, then. If they take a turn off, that means we get to put another Master in play first. Beautiful. Alright, let's go Waterlog Grove. Hope they don't have any more equipments. Four cards in hand, one of them is a Batterskull, and then they just drew for turn. Yeah, Merfolk. So I'm going to play True Name Nemesis. I'm going to attack with this to try to incentivize the Batterskull. And I'm going to play the True Name because I want them to try to put Batterskull into play right now to block this thing. No, never mind, sorry. I can't play True Name this turn, but I wanted them to put the Batterskull in play so I could blow it up. But I have to play this first because I need to play around days. That was the plan. Sorry. I knew there was a reason I was trying to do it like that. I just did not explain it correctly. Now, the reason we have to do that first is because then if they have days, we don't want to play Master and then not be able to pay for days. See, now they're in a very hard position because we're attacking them for 6 Island Walk. True Name is on the way, and we potentially are drawing a card off of this thing. Yeah, our 6 sideboard tech, Return to Nature, is so good against this deck. So I guess, yeah, it's hard to know like how they can come back from this right now. If they have like another Stoneforge or if they have another equipment, then maybe. But even that's going to be a little bit slow with just the 2 lands right now. Alright. Let's attack. So I'm going to just play the Kamena Speaker right now. In case they have something like Supreme Verdict. I don't want to walk the True Name in front of it. Okay. Alright, so Jite. They can equip Jite to this thing and attack, but I don't think that's good enough. We'll just crack the Grove for a card this turn. I don't know, what am I thinking about? They can't Supreme Verdict us. It doesn't do anything. They just gave up. Alright, it doesn't matter. They only have 2 lands. I was not paying attention to that at all. Yeah, that could have been bad because it means maybe that was a spot where we did want to play True Name and put our foot in the gasket, but fortunately it didn't matter because we already had an overwhelming board that they just couldn't deal with. Attacking with Jite into Kamena Speaker only gives them 2 counters, and that's not enough to actually do anything to come back in the game. So I think that worked out pretty well for us. I mean, we lost against like another Merit Lodge deck, which that's going to happen. It's really hard to beat that deck because there are so many ways to protect Merit Lodge, and it's such a good strategy against us to attack with like a lethal flying creature. It makes me kind of want to have Coral Helm in the deck, and then putting Coral Helm in is a little bit weaker with Waterlogged Grove. I don't know. I think there's room to explore that avenue, but that's another discussion. Let's talk about, yeah. We lost against the Red Prison deck, so that one, I don't think it's a big force in the metagame. I would not be too concerned about it, but 4 basic islands with 4 fetches, I think that's probably okay. I mean, the green cards are not really good against it because of the Blood Moon, but it's just going to be a hard matchup, whereas like it's a lot like Ponza in Modern, where Mono Blue tends to have a better matchup against it, and Simic tends to struggle. It's one of the few main differences between the different deck lists. Otherwise, like, yeah, I think all these cards were fine. Yeah, Return to Nature, we finally got to see it blow up Batterskull. That was pretty sick. These are all relevant cards. Yeah, I don't know. I think this is fine. Especially if you're going to play in paper, then this list looks even more appealing to me, because I think you'll see a lot more decks like Death and Taxes where you need to have more Merfolk Mistbinders. Just building up a big board full of Lords is a very good plan in order to win the game against those decks. And we still have like the same amount of interaction against Depths. We just kind of need to have things go well for us. I don't know. I think overall this list is fine. I'm probably going to play this weekend. Yeah, I guess we'll see how that goes. And uh, yeah, I'm just trying to think. So the decks that we beat were Stoneblade, which that was pretty good. Affinity, which that one's actually pretty tough. I mean, I think we kind of got a little lucky there, and I probably needed to board in Venser against that deck and didn't, but didn't matter. Return to Nature is actually very, very good against that deck. So, I mean, I'd say Simic probably has an advantage there with Return to Nature in the board. And then what was the other one that we beat? Oh, yeah, the four-colored control deck. Yeah, it was just like utterly crushing against them. There's nothing they could really do. Chalice, really. Chalice is very hit or miss against those decks. I think it's more hit than miss. They can build the deck to not be as vulnerable to it, but I think overall Chalice is probably, you should keep in some number of them, if not all of them. Depends upon what it is that you want to board in. But yeah, I guess that was a fine league. Like, it could have been a little bit better, but I mean, it was definitely not a complete like waste of time. Like, we did all right. And yeah, I would probably run this back. I don't think there's really much change that I want to make to it. So if I was gonna play mono blue, I'd definitely be looking to play Coral Helm in the deck. Is this the yeah? If we're gonna play mono blue, then I think something like this is a much better plan. Maybe not as many Waterlog Groves. I might cut down 2 of these for 2 more basic islands. It's because Waterlog Grove is not very good with Coral Helm. You end up pinging yourself a whole bunch, but otherwise this is about where I'd want to be versus those decks with mono blue. But I think that, we had a pretty good advantage. Like, several matchups where Return to Nature was a significantly important card. It's hard to say whether, we should still be playing Leyline of the Void or if we should just go for something like Relic of Progenitus and or Grafdigger's Cage, or maybe even Surgical Extraction. Like, any of those cards could be fine, but I think that Leyline is going to be a little bit better against stuff like Hogak if we come up against it. And given that it's about to get banned in Modern, I can see a lot of people looking to port their deck over to Legacy, because it actually is a pretty good deck here, I think. So I'm not ready to give up on Leylines just yet, but I think everything else is okay. I'd want to keep all these cards. So, alright, I've rambled on enough, so I hope everybody enjoyed this, and I will see you again probably on Sunday. So, take it easy, people.